The Bushman Presents, River Mumma, guardian of Jamaica's waters. A folk tale from the heart of Jamaica. Bushman sat on a flat rock by the river, puffing his pipe and watching the line of his fishing rod wiggle in the current. Oh, he sighed. Nothing like the sound of running water and peace in your bones. Suddenly, a splash echoed downstream, and a group of curious children scampered over. Bushman, Bushman, tell us a story. He grinned, showing a gold tooth that glinted in the sun. A story, eh? All right, little fish. But this one is deep like the river. It's about a spirit older than the Blue Mountains, a queen of the waters. You ever hear of River Mumma? The kids leaned in. Well then, listen good. And don't forget to leave her an offering next time you pass by still water. Chapter 1. The Spirit in the Depths. Long ago, when the rivers of Jamaica ran clear as glass and trees whispered in patois, there lived a spirit, half woman, half river, known as River Mumma. Her skin shimmered like a wet stone, her hair flowed like vines in the current, and her eyes were black pools that saw your soul. They say she kept balance in the waters, from the tumbling falls of Dunn's River to the quiet lagoons of Portland. Fisherfolk and washerwomen all knew the rules. 1, leave a gift, fruit, beads, rum. 2, never wash clothes on Sundays. 3, respect the river, or face her wrath. Chapter 2. The Disrespectful Boy. But one Sunday morning, a cocky youth named Demba ignored the warnings. Old people tales, he scoffed, dragging his dirty laundry down to the Rio Grande. I'm not afraid of no water ghost. He slapped his clothes in the water, laughing loud. Suddenly, the bird stopped singing. The river grew still. Then, a hand, cold as river stone, wrapped around his ankle. Demba screamed, but the water pulled him under. Bubbles rose. Then silence. Chapter 3. The Bargain. He awoke in a glowing cave behind a waterfall, seated across from River Mumma herself. Her throne was made of coral and driftwood, and her hair swam with tiny fish. You disrespected the river, she said, her voice as deep and flowing as a water. You disrespected the river, she said, her voice as deep and flowing as a water. Please, he begged. You want freedom, she asked. Then bring me 3 things by moonrise. A lock of a newborn's hair. A song sung only by a grandmother. A tear shed without sorrow. Chapter 4. The Redemption. Demba ran, first to his sister, who offered a lock of her baby's curls, then to the village elder, who hummed a lullaby she hadn't sung in decades. Finally, to a wedding where a bride shed joyful tears. He returned to River Mumma just as the moon touched the trees. She examined the gifts and nodded slowly. You've learned, she said. Go and carry the lesson with you. With a swirl of hibiscus petals, she vanished. Chapter 5. The Legacy. Demba became the river's fiercest protector. And to this day, Jamaicans leave sweets or rum by the water. Never wash clothes on Sundays. Pause at still pools and listen, just in case she's near. They say if you see bubbles rise in calm water, she's watching. Remember, little ones, the earth's gifts are borrowed, not owned. Show respect, or it may be reclaimed. Bushman let out a little laugh. The children stared wide-eyed. One dropped a mango into the river, just in case. Bushman smiled, reeled in his line, and found a fat, silver fish on the hook. Well now, he chuckled, looks like River Mumma liked the story too. He packed up, lit his pipe, and strolled toward Auntie Gia's house. Fish for the pot, dominoes on the table, and a splash of rum to keep the stories warm. He winked. Just remember, little ones, next time you're by the river, say good morning. You never know who's listening. The end.